Welcome back, everybody, to yet another beautiful rendition of Generational Sports. And not only is it another one, it is our first episode of the new year. It's 2022, people. Get those New Year's resolutions ready that everybody's going to fail in about a month. It's okay, though. It's all about trying out here. So, with that being said, Josh, how we doing? Like I was saying before, it felt like, every other week I got to get a new co-host in here, but, it's whatever. Josh, how we doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I never thought I'd be attacked for, being with my family, but that's Connie for you. Everybody knows
Whoa,
that.
whoa, 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 whoa. See?
But
People, this is where he tries to get away with it. Not one
you
time
just, you
did
just,
Josh
you
ever
just.
say he was with his family to me. Not once.
I said I was out of town, and it was literally the weekend of Christmas. Like, where do you think I was out of town at?
You said to me, I can pull up the text messages. I thought I would make it back today. How do I know that maybe you
I
were,
did.
on a little trip with your boys, maybe an hour away, you thought you were going to get back in time and you hit some
No,
traffic. How am I supposed to know these things, Josh? Am I a mind reader?
no, but you also shouldn't assume things because you just admitted you assumed I was with the boys. But there you go, kind of because I know you've heard this. You know what assuming does.
Hey, you know what? Well, guess what? This truly did make an ass out of you and me.
It did, both of us. So that's why we don't assume
See,
around
well,
here.
miscommunications here, people. This is why
Yeah,
this is why me and Josh aren't dating, bro. No
yeah,
communication.
yeah, can't handle it, man.
Just no
But
communication. It's just unbelievable, unacceptable at some points. But Josh,
but you
how
said,
were all your holidays? I don't even know if I've talked to you, since
yeah,
Christmas. Definitely not since New
yeah.
Year's, obviously. So how was everything? Santa treat you nice? Did the New Year's? Did you ring in the New Year's properly? I mean, I need all the details here. Actually, Josh, before you give the details, I want everybody to be able to react properly to the details. So, if you're watching us on Twitter, I appreciate you. I really do. But we can't see you guys anymore. So go over to the YouTube, Generational Sports, Unwrapped Sports. Go over to the Facebook. Go over to Josh's Facebook account. You can go over to my Twitch. Show us some love in the comments. Especially, you can go over to my color cast. You can go over to my color cast, which would be greatly, greatly appreciated. What's going on there, Matt? Hope you had a wonderful New Year. Go over to my color cast. You can listen to me. I got, even though Josh isn't technically in it, I still got Josh pulled up for the color cast as well. So, people, the color cast is just the voice. So even if you don't want to look at these beautiful facially haired men, you can go over to the color cast. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. Hey, Matt. Also, by the way, Matt, if you want to do your boy a solid and go throw the color cast into the group chat and tell everybody I'm live, much appreciated. Anyway, Josh, continue with the details because I know the people want to know. Look at this guy, Lord Ant and Josh the Prophet. Got new names for us every week. Happy New Year's, a happy Kwanzaa, happy Christmas, as the English say. And what a great way to usher in the New Year's with these weekend games. You know what? I can't disagree. I disagree. I can't agree with you more, I should say.
Yeah. Then it was a good holiday season. My sister had another baby, so a new nephew came in on the
Oh,
22nd. Yeah, so that was nice. Little baby, actually, baby Logan, actually the name
okay.
of the baby. So yeah, it was a nice holiday. Didn't get to see our family last year because we normally go to Chicago every year, but last year with COVID and everything, we didn't go. So this year was really nice to go and see everyone. So it was nice. Connie, how were your holidays?
You know what? It was wonderful. Christmas Eve and Christmas pull up to the Nan's crib. Christmas Eve it was more people because then on Christmas my bros got to go to their significant others, families and things like that. So you know, got to you got to change it up. Christmas Eve for with us, Christmas with the others. My brother asked me to be in his wedding, which
Hey.
we knew that was going to happen. If he didn't put me in the wedding, we were going to have probably some family issues here. But still appreciated that the man asked me. What a guy! So brother's getting married. You know what the worst part about it is? I can't even remember the date. I don't even know if it's in June or July. It's in one of those two. It's in one. It starts with a J. I
At
know
least
that.
you
Not
know. At least
January.
you narrowed it down. You narrowed it
Yeah,
down.
it's a 2 month situation. The save the date card is out in the kitchen somewhere. Well, it's not in my room, so I can't tell you. Had some wonderful food. Rang in the new year with my brother and some of his friends as well. So it was a nice, relaxing holiday season, and we're ready, Josh, as you said on Twitter, to get generational sports that recognition
yeah.
he deserves this year.
Big year for us. Big year for the show.
Yeah, I'm feeling a big 2022. You want to know what? Word to Russell Westbrook. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? And you know what, Josh? We'll start it off with the NBA, actually. And that would be with DeMar DeRozan. Man's on fire right now. I mean, hitting two buzzer beater shots to win the game in back-to-back days. As we got clean. What's going on there, brother? Matt, appreciate you sending those links into the group chat. A real one for sure. And should he be in the MVP conversation? Now, here's my take on it, Josh. Ready? I think automatically, and I know that sometimes it doesn't happen, if you have the number one seed in either conference, which I believe the Bulls have right now, if I'm not mistaken, or they're at least two. I know at one point
they're up there. I don't know if they're not.
But with that, somebody on your team got to be in the MVP conversation. You don't just get there by sheer luck. You know what I mean? Like, you are the number one seed for a reason. The Warriors are the number one seed, and who's in the MVP conversation? Steph Curry. The Nets were the number one seed for a while. Who was in the MVP conversation? Kevin Durant. Obviously, I mean, I don't know where he's going to rank in it, but I think it would almost be disrespectful to not put him in it. And it's not like he's having a bad year either. Like, I mean, the man is playing good. It's not like we're saying, oh, you know, he's probably the best player on the team, so maybe we'll put him in the MVP conversation because they're the number one seed. No, he's having a good year. They are the number one seed. So I think it's very fair to put him in the MVP conversation. Like I said, where does he rank in that? I don't know. I'm still probably putting Steph above him. I'm probably saying that, KD is above him. I still think that Jokic, his man's having a better year than he did last year where he won the MVP. And I don't think he's getting enough credit because, the Nuggets are, kind of struggling in this season. But reminder that BR said that DeRozan was the worst signing of the offseason. You know what?
Classic BR.
Nothing like old takes exposed. I'm sure that they pounced on that faster than anything. But yeah, in the MVP conversation for sure, where you want to rank him, I think that's an arbitrary thing that, do I put him here and you put him there? Let's fight about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for me, it's not so much that I think like he should be like arguably the MVP. I think a lot of people take it the wrong way. Like, being in that conversation is huge. Like when Isaiah Thomas, his year was Boston, when he was in the MVP conversation, no one thought he was going to win it. I'm pretty sure that was Steph's unanimous year. No one thought Isaiah Thomas was going to win it, but getting the credit, getting the votes, being in that conversation is important. And I think DeMar, I mean, he's turned the Bulls team, not him specifically, obviously trading for Vucevic last year, signing Lonzo Ball were huge additions, but I think DeMar obviously has been the leader of this team. I mean, it's insane. The shots he takes, they kind of got me mad the other day because I actually bet on the Bulls to win when they hit the first game winner. And this man was just taking the craziest mid-range fadeaways. It was missing all of them until the last 2 minutes. He just hit every single one. And those game winners, not only is he the first player to have back-to-back days of game winners, 2 separate years. 31st he hit one, and then on the first he hit one. So that's kind of crazy. They hit him in 2 different years. But, yeah, I think he deserves to be in that conversation. I don't think there's a chance he wins it unless he, just somehow winds up averaging 35 at the end of the year. But I think he needs a little bit more respect. They're amazing, and it's a lot of credit to him. And I think, kind of turning around because, I mean, after he got traded for Kawhi, he kind of got forgot about in San Antonio because it wasn't really working out or anything. So, yeah, I think he
unless LeBron is retired or pulls a Kobe, this should not be a discussion.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, we can't give people the awards every single year. We gotta spread the wealth around. Come on. Bet on the Bulls -2 in the Wizards game. Pain. Will they win by 1 in that one? I believe.
Yeah, because DeMar, I almost lost my mind at DeMar. I was actually sitting in a Walmart parking lot watching the game, and there was like 9 seconds left. They get the rebound down 1, and he's slowly dribbling up court. I'm like, DeMar, get to the basket. What are you doing? He shoots a running 3-pointer, nothing but net. I was like, okay, I was wrong. Just cashed out.
Oh man, Josh, I'm still not fully invested in the NBA yet. I can't. I just don't think I can do it until football ends, bro. It's just too much for me. There's a lot of games on a lot of separate days. Like
This
the
season
NFL,
sucks, man. This season sucks. I don't even know half the players on the court most of the time right now.
That's what I'm
because of
saying
COVID
too. There's a lot of
protocols.
COVID situations, and like we got my dark horse MVP
Well, it doesn't
pick
suck.
getting injured.
It sucks.
You
It's a good
know,
season. Yeah, I mean,
can't believe MPJ, my dark horse MVP, is injured. You know what I mean? Listen, I went out on a limb at least.
Because you didn't. I worded it wrong. I wanted it to be dark horse MVP, but I said wild MVP take, and you went wild.
I went with the wild part of it.
Yeah,
okay?
you did what I said, and I just worded it wrong, so I went a different direction.
It's okay. You know what? It's fine. We'll survive. We'll survive. But Josh, how about we move right into the NFL? Everybody's favorite topic, the topic that makes the world go around. And honestly, the greatest reality TV show in the history of the world. Let's see. Said, well, you can feel free to watch the NBA tonight. No football is even on.
Yeah, Big Ben's last game. Never heard of it.
I know, listen, it's Big Ben's last game, man. Well, last game at home, we should say.
Yeah.
Last game at home.
I haven't thrown 2 touchdowns, so I need him.
I think he's going crazy tonight.
So
I think
it's Kobe's last
bro,
game.
I think they're gonna let him throw it 60 times.
Yeah, no, he's hitting 70, bro. He's getting those short
his man
passes.
is about to throw 50 times, probably only complete about 32 of them. Listen, he's throwing it 53 times. He's going 33 or 53 for 361. 2 touchdowns. 2 interceptions.
That's beautiful. I just need
2 interceptions though. He's gonna throw some picks.
Yeah, he's for sure gonna make some risky throws trying to make.
Listen, the Browns defense ain't nothing to sneeze at.
And they don't want Big Ben to have a game against them.
You got to remember, technically, if they win this game, now like everything in the entire world has to happen properly, but they still have a chance of the playoffs if they win this game. Now, is that going to happen, people? Probably not. But miracles happen. I guess you can't really count anything out. But we'll jump into our Week 17. And Josh, let me tell you something. I know that we love talking about our teams, but we can both admit that both of our I guess your game was closer, but your season's over. And for the Pats,
season was over 5 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, true. And for the Pats, I mean, what are we? We're really going to sit here and talk about a 50 piece? So, I can't really sit here and act like we should talk about it crazy. Connie wants some exclusive breaking unwrapped news. Christian, what is this? Yeah, Christian, come on, give me some breaking news, boss. Want some exclusive breaking unwrapped? Now, is this unwrapped news or is this sports news, Christian? I mean, either one, I'm with it. But I just don't want you, all of a sudden getting in trouble for some breaking news. Let's see. We got Didi's looking like Raptors DeRozan when he rolled with Lillard.
I do want to talk about the Panthers though, because there are some.
I was going to say, Josh, that's my thing. Before I got distracted, I say, we give our little, breakdown of the game, but I say we move on quickly because let me tell you, as this comment says, there were some games that we got to talk about and go in depth in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, all right. So the Panthers, this game was awful from start to finish from the Panthers on the offensive side. Our defense played actually really, really good. Alvin Kamara had 13 carries for 32 yards, and he had a 30-yard run. So realistically, we held him to 12 carries, 2 yards. Like, that's Alvin Kamara. That's amazing defense on them. They only put up, I think, 18 points on us. But from the 10-minute 59 seconds in the second quarter until 4 minutes 25 seconds in the third quarter, we had 5 drives. First drive, 3 plays, -3 yards, sack, fumble. Second drive, 4 plays, 16 yards, punt. Third drive, 3 plays, 2 yards, punt. Fourth drive, 3 plays, -8 yards. Another punt, I believe. And then we had another punt, -5 yards. So when you add it all up, in 16 plays, we had 2 yards in basically 2 quarters. That's
Josh,
Sam Darnold's yards per pass, 2.7. 2.7 yards per pass. And then in the post-game interview, he says, "We need to play better. Me and Cam need to play better." Whoa, bud. Cam played one fucking snap. One snap, and he had 5 yards. So technically, he played better than you because his yards per play were much better than yours. And then we got our starting left guard, gave up 2 sacks, said, "It's the NFL, sacks happen." Yeah, when you don't do your job, are you an idiot? Like, it's so stupid. And then, Matt Rule in the post-press conference, all he does is blame the O-line when Sam's playing. Doesn't say anything about the pick and it's not Sam. It's not that Sam played a bad game. It's that Matt's protecting him. He's sitting there making him throw these short passes, not making him do anything, so that he looks right about Sam. And it's getting annoying, but it's just stupid. 2.7 yards per pass, and he wants to defend him and blame the O-line. We only threw 2 passes further than 15 yards, and 1 was a pick. So, I mean, I'm glad this is the final week. We got the Bucs, so it's going to be another fucking awful game to watch. I hope Cam doesn't even play. It's so disrespectful to put Cam in for one play because it wasn't even red zone. We were at like the 40. He took it under center, rolled out, and ran. Like, that's not even a good play design. Like, it was just so stupid. And then there was an article that came out this week about Matt Rule. One of our main reporters has been with the team for a long time. He wrote it, and he said that at the beginning of last season, Matt Rule's first year, he told the team, "I could have got a lot of money in a lot of other places, but I'm going to stay here." Like, how do you want the players to take that? Like, oh, so you got other options is what you're saying. Like, you don't need this is what you're saying. I just hope it's over after next week. I just need the tweet to come out. Yeah, it always works, man. We've seen it.
Josh, I think, I went last week, I believe it was, where I did the show solo. I had some beautiful points. I think I posted the pod. If you haven't gone back and listened to it, I talked very well in depth about this 2-quarterback system. By the way, I still give myself a pat on the back for that show solo. I think I did a great job. Anyway, yeah, tough for the Panthers, man. I remember I had some faith when they were 3-0, man. And I told you to not get down on them. I was wrong. That I was definitely wrong about. You should have gotten down on them sooner. The season was over when season was probably, what? This is I don't even know if this is a hot take. I don't think it is. Season was over when you traded for Sammy Darnold.
Yeah, and then it was really defined over when we, gave him his 4th-year option before he even played a snap. So we said, "Hey, here's $18 million. We know you suck, but you might be good now. We don't know. But here's $18
Josh, I'm still anxiously waiting for Christian to break this exclusive unwrapped news that he said in my Colorcast chat that he's just not breaking the news for. I'm a little upset with you, Christian. Where's my news at? Who said that the Lane Boys were Super Bowl ready? This Cardinals game proved that whack. That's what the nickname was, bro. I couldn't remember it in the chat this week. I was clowning the Cowboys. I remember you said it. And it was Whack Prescott. I said mid Prescott instead of Whack. Damn. Don't worry. I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that game because listen, I'll do my little Patriot thing. Ready? I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the first Patriot game in probably as many years as I've been watching them that I didn't watch the second half of it. Listen. It was. I think it was 20.
I should have taken that -16 too. I should have taken that -16. Yeah. No, because I thought it was too simple and too easy. I was like, Jags are going to somehow keep it close, and then pass drop 50 on them.
Yeah, that was so bad. I almost texted you during the game, too, and I said I was going to say, damn, I hope you took it, but apparently not. Listen, my little thing for the Patriots, and I'm not going to sit here. Like I said, I only watched the first half. That was one of the worst games I've ever watched in my life. I was kind of excited, watch Trevor Lawrence. I hadn't really seen too much of him this year because obviously the Jags aren't getting primetime games, and that's the only reason I'm ever going to watch them. But even with all that, the Jags just aren't good to watch. Like, they don't do anything right. There's not a position on the field that they have that you can say, okay, we can, that's good moving forward. Like, they literally don't have one. Even
Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, yeah, but you look at what he's done.
He's actually playing okay. Like the rest of the team
he didn't throw a touchdown for 8 weeks. He didn't throw a touchdown for an entire half of the year. Besides, he threw his first touchdown yesterday since week 8, and it was when the game was already 50-3.
Like, I watched 2 weeks ago. I watched the whole Jets-Jags game because I had money on that game. Like, he played good. It's just like they get to the close to the red zone, nothing else happens. They suck.
No, yeah, and
They just
listen, that's why I'm not going to sit here and oh, he was a waste of a pick and he's done already. Well, like, bro, he's on the Jags. It's his first year. Like, I'm going to give the guy some time here because we don't actually know what
Urban
he's going
Meyer
to be.
Urban Meyer happened. So
Hey, Laquan Treadwell, low key their best wide receiver on the
he's
team.
been balling.
Best
He's
wide
been
receiver
balling.
on that team. But yeah, I mean, listen, the Patriots destroyed the Jags. It's what you should do. Uh, this is kind of like, if the Packers were to beat, this is like the Packers beating the Bears almost. It's like, really? Like, okay, obviously you should have done that. Like, this is any team. I would say the Lions, but the Lions are actually competitive in most of their games. So I can't even say that. I don't know. It was just a game that I didn't really care for because I knew what was going to happen. They got back. Mac got back on track, which obviously you like to see because if he had struggled in this game after struggling the previous, three, I would say, then you start getting worried that he's hitting that rookie wall. But when they're ahead, they can play whatever game they want. Damian Harris had another 2 rushing touchdowns. I believe he has 14 on the year, which is the second most in Patriot history behind LeGarrette Blount. I think he had 18 in one season. Ramondre Stevenson had 2. This Wilkinson dude or Wilkerson or whatever that came up from the practice squad that took over for N'Keal Harry because he was a healthy scratch. Thank God, get him off the team. I'm begging you. Scored 2 touchdowns in this game. Jacoby Myers scored a touchdown in this game, his second of his career, second on the season. Man's a touchdown machine all of a sudden. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, just a good overall performance. The defense held them to 10, offense scores 50, and you didn't have any special team blunders. So I don't know how you look at that and say that it's anything other than a success. But not too much on that. Like I said, it was a football game that I turned on. Not for long though. SEMO 1, baby, go Red Hawks. Okay. I don't know who you're talking about here.
What player were you just talking about?
I don't know. I talked about a lot. J.C. Jackson and the Wilkinson dude.
It might be Ramondre.
I don't know. Well, Clayton, you're going to have to tell.
Sure.
But we move on because, like I said, there were some important games that I want to talk about. And we have it in our NFL topic thing, but we'll start here with the Bengals and the Chiefs. And honestly, we have a lot of game of the year things all the time, right? But I think this is the game of the year, and it might not have been the most entertaining game of the year, which it was still very entertaining. But with that being said, was there a more entertaining game that meant more than this one? And there is a chance to have one next week with the Chargers and the Raiders, Sunday Night Football, which we'll get into that later as well. But this game meant the most throughout the season so far. This was for the Bengals to clinch a playoff spot. They're not clinching a playoff spot, the division, actually. This was a big prove-it game against, a team that had been to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row, who everybody is in love with, obviously. And the question you posed in the doc is if they have a top 5 offense, right? I believe you said that, right? Yeah, top 5 offense, yes, okay. And I don't even look at it like that. I just look at the game in general, and man, it was a hell of a game. And I think the thing that we were all scared of going into this year, and I said it, and I've taken the L on it countless times throughout the year, was, why would you draft Jamar Chase when your offensive line isn't that good? And this is the reason you drafted Jamar Chase. I think he had 236 receiving yards, the most out of a rookie ever. He's the first rookie in NFL history to have 2 200-yard games in a year. Joe Burrow passed for another 500 yards in this game, I think, which is he's only I think he has the second most passing yards in a 2-game stretch of all time in NFL history. He's the first person to throw for 4 touchdowns and 500 yards in back-to-back games. I mean, just all these things. And I mean, that doesn't include, T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, and Mixon stayed healthy this year and played very well. And the fact that all of them are under 26. That's the thing you have to focus on as well, is that, it's not like this is an old group of veterans who just came together at the right time in their prime. They're not even in their prime. Jamar Chase is not in his prime. He probably won't be in his prime for the next 2 or 3 years. Joe Burrow's not in his prime. He won't be in his prime for maybe another 5 because it takes longer with quarterbacks. They get to see more, defensive stipulations and things like that. Um, and it was just a very, very good game. And listen, I wanted to pick the Bengals, and I just didn't have the heart to do it. I had the Chiefs in this game. Um, but good for them, man. In a prove it game, you came out there and proved that you can play with people. And we should have saw it coming as well. Earlier in the year they played well with the Packers. Uh, they blew out the Ravens twice. I mean, they were injured, but it's still a division rival. I think it's impressive when you blow it at a division rival instead of just a random team, because those divisional games, no matter what the situation is, it always seems to be like it's a close game. So a lot to take away from this game in general. I think we can get into the top 5 offense question after it. But what were your just thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I watched this game because actually the Chiefs money line was part of my parlay that I had. So I watched this game pretty closely, and you're right, it was one of those games, not so much that it was entertaining, but the things that were on the line for the Bengals in that game were just made it so much better. And early on, I thought the Chiefs were going to run away with it. They were playing much better. The Bengals wound up, I think, having turnover on downs and stuff like that. And the Chiefs wound up being up by 14 halfway through the game. And then the Bengals clawed their way back. Jamar Chase, that catch and run he had was just absolutely insane. I knew he was an athletic freak, but I didn't know he was fast like that. He just outran everyone. That's all he did. It was backyard football. He's the fastest kid out there. It was fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame refs, and I'm not blaming refs here. But the drive where the Bengals tied it up, the refs bailed the Bengals out twice, big time. But I still think the Bengals win it without the refs. But there was a pass interference called where the ball was underthrown, and they were hand fighting. And then the defender, I think he picked it off, and then they called pass interference on it. I thought it was a bad call. And then one thing that annoys me is if you're going to call an unnecessary roughness, I feel like it should be after the whistle. If you're not blowing the whistle to blow the play dead, then they're still going to try to tackle the ball carrier. Jamar Chase got slammed out of bounds, and they called it necessary roughness, but the play was never blown dead. But I'm not saying that's the reason they won. I'm just kind of venting because that's what I really felt that killed the game for all I parlay. But no, it was an amazing game. Bengals drive down. Felt like they were on the goal line for 5 hours at the end of that game.
Oh my!
The game.
By the way, I hate the decisions on 4th down. By the way, hate it.
Yeah,
I know it ended up working, but it's because you got bailed out.
Yeah, it was crazy coaching in that game, but yeah, it was an amazing game. And I mean, when you look at the offenses, these are the teams that I have around it. All right, I think even though they just beat them, I think I'm still taking Kansas City right now offensively, because you get Andy Reid and you got those 2 receivers and Kelsey and Hill, and they've proven it year after year after year that they're that good. So I'm taking KC over them. I'm taking Brady and the Bucks over them. I'm taking Rodgers and the Packers over them. But then Buffalo and Arizona and the Rams, I think I might take the Bengals.
All right, here's my question, right?
But I'm taking the other 3 mainly because of it's Brady, it's Mahomes, it's Rodgers, plus it's Mike Evans and Gronk, it's Devante Adams, it's Kelsey and Hill. I know Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are playing amazing, but they're still young, so I still got to wait and see a little bit more. But I'd put them around, that 4 to 5 range. I think they are already that good.
Here's my thing. If you're going straight offense, I think it changes the conversation than if you're going who has the best wide receiver trio, who has the best.
Not just offense, just overall.
Just offense total?
Who's calling the plays? Why? Is your offense in the game? That offense, you have that team in the game.
So here's the thing. If you're going offense only, I think you have to put the Chiefs first, because I think Andy Reid is the difference maker there. Even more than Mahomes. I really do. Having an unbelievable coach does matter, and then obviously you have to have the players to execute those plays, because you could be the greatest coach ever. We saw last year with Belichick, and not have the players, and you can't do anything. So I would go with the Chiefs 1. Who else did we have? Who else did you have? You had the Bucks.
I had Tampa, Green Bay, and Kansas City over them. And then I'm torn between putting Buffalo, Arizona, and the Rams over them. Like those are teams I feel like
All right.
have
See,
really good
here's one.
offenses.
Believe it or not, I can't. I won't put the Packers over them.
Really,
I know.
really.
Listen, I know. I know. I know.
That is shocking. I'm a little shocked.
I understand it's Aaron Rodgers, and I think he's thrown like 14 interceptions over the last 4 years or something like that, which
Yeah.
is, I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's Devante Adams, who, in my opinion, by the way, this year is the second best wide receiver. I know I've gotten some flack for that.
200,000 yard backs too.
True, but I think as a trio, if you go 1-on-1, Devante Adams is better than every wide receiver on that team. Obviously, if you look at the trio of wide receivers, I think the Bengals blow them out of the water. Like
I don't think it's blow. I think it's closer. Alan Lazard just came into his own this year. I think he's
yeah, but would
very,
you take
very
him
good.
over?
I'm still taking the Bengals, but I think it's closer in receivers.
Okay, even then,
just because of how good Devante is.
I think Mixon is better than both of the running backs.
No, I'm taking Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon as a duo over Joe Mixon. AJ Dillon is almost.
But see, here's the thing: I feel like they need Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon because they can't do what the other one can, and I think Mixon can do what both of them can do. Like if you need him to run it up the middle, I think Mixon can. I think that's when they bring in AJ Dillon because they don't trust Aaron Jones to do it. If they need to pass, I think they bring in Aaron Jones because they don't trust AJ Dillon. I think Mixon can do that as well.
I think Joe Mixon is definitely a better individual player than both of those guys. Absolutely. But when you have both of those guys, you can.
I mean, they got P-Line.
Joe Mixon goes down.
Who's no scrub.
Right, but if Joe Mixon goes down, your run game, P-Ryan's good in the receiving game. He's amazing in the receiving game.
Yeah.
But running game,
I feel
it's
you.
getting a little spotty. Yeah. I don't think it's a bad choice to take Aaron Jones over. I mean, Joe Mixon over them. I just think having two backs that can do a lot, that's amazing.
I think I take the Bengals over them. I would take the Bengals over the Rams. I know you said that.
See, I think I would too. It's tough for them.
I would take the Bengals over the Cardinals. I know that was a team you were iffy on as well. I mean, I think that one's easier for me.
I feel like
I would.
Without D-Hop, they kind of suck.
I would take the Bengals over Buffalo. Listen, I like Josh Allen more than Burrow. I don't see Cardinals. I like Kyler more than Burrow, but I like. Do I? I don't know. They're kind of. I don't know. Kyler makes some mistakes that annoy me, and then Burrow kind of does the same thing. I mean, I think they have like 15 interceptions this year, so I mean that's not the tiniest of numbers. But I think I would. Here's why. Here's the real big deciding factor of taking the Bengals over the Bills. The Bills can't run the ball. Like the Bills literally,
they're inconsistent this year. Super inconsistent this year too. Like they've had some weeks where that offense sucks. So I think I'm putting Bengals fourth, but I do think that Arizona, LA, like if Matthew Stafford hasn't had this bad stretch, where he threw like 3 picks a couple weeks ago, threw a pick 6 this game. If Stafford was playing like he did the first few weeks, I think I'd probably put the Rams over them, especially with having OBJ now. But I think just the way the Bengals, I mean, Joe Burrow is really fucking good, and so is Jamar Chase.
Joe Burrow is damn good.
It's hard.
Joe Burrow is very good.
Yeah, I think I have him fourth. So you'd have him third? You'd have him just behind Tampa and KC?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it right now, like in this very moment, honestly, let me be real with you. If you look at it preseason, I think you could put them 4, right? Like going into next year, not this year, because we obviously didn't know anything. Or you could put them at whatever you want. If you ask me like right now, like this very moment, what NFL offense would you want? I would put them first.
Yeah, I think after.
And my reasoning for that too is, I would have had the Bucs ahead of them, but they don't have Godwin anymore. They don't have AB anymore. Obviously, Fournette is hurt at the moment.
Who even
Mike
caught
Evans
that game
is still dealing with the hamstring a little bit, I think.
I don't even know that guy's name that caught the game-winning touchdown.
Oh yeah, it was like Damn, I can't remember now either. I literally knew it the entire day.
I saw the clip too.
But whatever. So I don't know. They're fun to watch, though. I'll tell you that.
The fact that they're even in this conversation when Joe Burrow is in his second year, Jamar Chase is a rookie.
You know who we forgot?
It's insane.
You know who we forgot? They're probably not as good, and I still probably would take the Bengals. But I love the Chargers, man.
I almost put them on here.
Austin Eckler.
But they're kind of in that same. They're kind of in that same area with Buffalo for me. There's some weeks where they suck, But
here's my thing, right?
Joe Burrow's arm is so accurate.
Yeah, I think Herbert's better than Burrow. I think that.
I don't see. It's close for me.
I would take Herbert over Burrow every day of the week.
I think I would too if I had to really choose, but it's close, man. Joe Burrow is really, really good.
Yeah, but Herbert's much more athletic, and he has an
Herbert.
arm.
Clayton actually said this earlier. Clayton called him a cyborg. He's a robot. He doesn't miss throws.
Herbert has an arm.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's elite, man.
And I think Keenan Allen.
But then there's some games where they've both had games this year where they don't look good at all.
See, I feel like everybody has. This has been a weird year, man. I know that Aaron Rodgers is the favorite for MVP, and he's probably gonna end up winning it.
It's gonna be interesting to how they do it, man. Because Brady blows him out of the water with his numbers.
Bro, blows him out of the
1,000 more yards, 1,000 more yards, 15 more touchdowns. But Rodgers is his touchdown to interception ratio is just unreal. It doesn't make sense.
I have always thought that that's a thing because he just refuses to make mistakes because I think he knows that number and is I'm not throwing a Hail Mary at the end of the half to get picked off. I refuse. Well, everybody else is you know what? Screw it. Someone's got to be down there.
Yeah. I actually just saw a number about him that he in the past 3 seasons he has 36 touchdowns and 0 picks against the NFC North.
I did see that as well. I saw that.
That's insane. Because you play those teams twice a year, and you never throw picks.
Here's the other thing, dude. I think the last few years he's also led the NFL in throwaways. So that's also a stat where it's I'm not throwing a contested ball. I'm not getting picked off right now. How dare you try to ruin my touchdown interception ratio? Where I think somebody like a Stafford who has 15 interceptions somewhere up there, or Brady who has more interceptions than him that are I think you can get this 50-50 Mike Evans. Where Rodgers is you know what? That number, I love it that it's I'm the only one in NFL history to have a 2-1. So I don't know. Just a little thought. But we move on. We move on to listen. There's a little situation yesterday. A little situation involving Mr. Antonio Brown. And, we got this comment here. Most entertaining game was the Bucs versus Gang Green. First with AB, Bruce Arians, beer boiling over, and Brady with no help on the last-minute comeback to take the W from the Jets by 4 points. Now, I disagree that it was the most entertaining game. It had the most storylines, though, and it was an entertaining game. Because, Josh, I said this last week, too. You ever watch a game where there's a team favored by so much and they're losing by 10, and you just still refuse to put the game on because you're obviously they're going to come back. They're favored by 36 points. Why would I turn this game on? I know that the minute I do, they're just going to start blowing them out. And it was almost the same thing for me. I mean, I had the game on the entire time because, listen, they play the Jets, New York. It's on my TV, so I might as well just not turn it off. And Brady is playing in it, so I've watched more Tampa Bay Bucs games than I've ever watched in my life because Brady's my guy. But it got to a point where, even in the Cardinal-Lion game, there were still, points late in that game where I was no way the Lions are going to win this game, right? And then it got to a point where I was watching that Jet-Buck game, and I was the Jets are going to win this game, aren't they? I was like, this is really going to happen, isn't it? And obviously, it didn't end up happening. Like you said, there was the last minute. I mean, I think Brady had 2 minutes and 10 seconds left or something, went 93 yards down the field, throws a 40-yard dot to this dude in the corner of the end zone.
Dude, on a rope.
Oh, yeah. All those people that said Brady's arm strength was going away. Oh, I'm a little curious where that group is now. All those people I said that, that last year in New England, it wasn't his fault, and I was defending him, and everybody thought, oh, you're just a Brady fan. How do I look now? Just wondering. Curious, Josh.
If
Curious.
that's not on a rope like that, that DB picks it off. Like if it's not as accurate and quick as you put it in there, that was the perfect.
He had that little shoulder shimmy too.
Yeah.
Hit him with. I said, okay, Brady, we're doing a little Dak dance out here. But obviously the story is AB. So there are a lot of conflicting stories right now, right? So at first, we think he just stormed off the field because it's AB. I was literally, like I said, I was watching the broadcast, and I remember seeing AB, and the commentators were confused too. They were like, AB's running to the locker room without like a shirt on or anything. Like, I wonder what's going on there. And then, they call in the sideline report, and she's like, oh yeah, like there was an altercation or something, and blah blah blah. And it goes from like, well, he got benched, so he left, and then it's he refused to go into the game, so Arians told him to leave. And then I was also listening to something today that I think it was on Undisputed, actually. Skip said it. That he walked over to Brady because last week AB got like 15 targets. He had like 15 targets, then he caught like 10 passes, had like 105 yards in his first week back from the suspension from the COVID thing, and then he had the ankle situation going on as well. And I guess Gronk in this game had a bunch of targets as well, and I don't know. So I guess AB like walked over to him and was like, oh, so I guess you're going back to your like Gronk, huh? So like then Brady was like, what are you talking about? And you see in the video Mike Evans is trying to cool him down, and then after like 2 times of him saying to calm down, Mike Evans was like, all right, bro, you got it. And just let him do whatever AB wanted. AB leaves, throws the peace sign. I guess he like went into the tunnel, asked the state troopers if they could give him a ride to the airport. Obviously, they said no. The security there thought that he was a fan at first. It was just a mess, man. And then obviously, Bruce Arians comes out after the game, says he's no longer a Buck. And the whole, it's tough to give a true opinion on the whole situation because there's almost no way in my head that he's not dealing with something. I don't know what that is. And listen, as from someone who's dealt with mental health and seen people deal with it as well, I think that there's a difference in that and what he's doing. Because I do think he has a problem, but Joy Taylor said it very well today. There's plenty of people going through stuff and they don't treat people the way that he does. I mean, you look back. I mean, I didn't even notice that his draft stock fell a little bit in college because he got kicked out for fighting somebody, like a teammate or a roommate or something like that. Then you had all the stuff in Pittsburgh. You had all the stuff in Oakland. He comes to New England for a game. Then a week later, he has stuff there, and now this. He's probably dealing with something, sure. But there's literally just not an excuse to act like this. And I think that peace sign was the last time we see him on an NFL field. I cannot imagine somebody giving him another try. I mean, Brady stuck his neck out for him. Had him. I think he lived with Brady for a little bit. Brady gave him a chance in New England. He gave him a chance here. I listen. If another team gives him a chance, God bless, because I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, and the worst part about that is like if he gets another chance, it just shows how amazing of a player he is. That's the sad part about this whole thing. Like if he never has those problems in Pittsburgh, and he just keeps playing ball, just focused on ball, he's literally becomes one of the greatest receivers to ever play. Like he's that good. But it's all this stuff going on, man, and I don't know really. Like you were saying, like I don't. This just for me feels kind of like self-entitlement. Like you think you deserve to have everything focused on you, everything go your way. And then the second it doesn't, you're done. You're out. You don't want anything to do with it. That's just kind of the vibes I've been getting from him, just especially in this situation. Because like you said, He's not getting the targets he wants. It kind of feels like that. But then you don't want to go in the game. Like, how do you expect to get more targets if you're not?
Though.
Huh?
We just got a nice comment here in the color cast. Do you have a take on The Bachelor?
On The Bachelor, like the show?
Oh yeah.
I have never watched it, so no.
I've never watched it either. Not a single moment of it. I couldn't. I can't understand.
I don't think it. I do like drama, like
Jesse Palmer's the host.
I do like drama, reality TV. I love all that stupid TV, but I've just never watched The Bachelor or Bachelorette. Like Jersey Shore.
Fun fact.
One of my favorite shows of all time.
I've definitely told this before, but it's a very fun fact that my manager at the airport I used to work out was Snooki's dad.
Nuh-uh, dude.
Oh yeah, Snooki's dad, Mr. Andy Poo.
That's.
I walk in my first day, and my friends had worked there, and there was like a picture of her on his desk, and I was like, bro, why does he have a flick of Snooki on his desk? And they were like, oh, that's his daughter. I was like, yeah, all right. And then I remember one day I came into work and somebody had moved the picture, and he's like, if anybody moves this picture again, we're gonna have problems. Blah 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 blah. That man though was a god. I love Andy. Nothing better. There was nothing better than working for him, bro. Nothing better.
Man, I'm very jealous of that. That's
Snooki's he would be on the phone with her. Get your man's AB. CJ, we're talking about AB right now. Man needs help. Needs all the help in the world.
Yeah, I just think, I think he's done too. I don't think another team, because Brady and the Bucs were the only team willing to, because it's not like without him, they suck. It's not like their team depends on him. It's like, hey, if we can get him here, like if we can get him to focus on playing and have him out there, that's just a bonus. Like that's just a bonus. So they even gave him a second chance, because when he first got there, they were like, one strike, he's done. Then the COVID thing happens, and they didn't cut him. They let him come back, gave him a second chance, but after this, storming off the field like that, man, that's just, I hate that. That's so stupid. And
here's the thing, too, right?
Disrespectful to your teammates, man. That's so disrespectful.
Oh, of course. And here's the thing, right? I feel like the COVID situation is what caused this, right? Because it's like, see if you follow me here, right? I think if that never happens, this never happens. Because if that doesn't happen and he doesn't get away with it, I feel like when he got away with it, it was that moment in his head that was like, oh, yeah, I can get away with some stuff again. Because, like, he was used to it. Like, he got away with everything in Pittsburgh, obviously, until it ended. Bro, listen, even in Oakland, he got away with it. The whole frostbite on his feet. The frostbite on his feet, he got away with that. And then, skipping training camp because of the helmet, he basically got away with that. And I feel like it was this very moment he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting away with it again."
I'm back. Yeah, and that makes sense. That makes sense because like maybe up until that point he was like, "All right, I gotta be careful." And then the COVID thing happens. He's like, I screwed up," and then they don't cut him. So that would make sense if he's like, "Oh, they'll let me get away with this. Oh, I'm having fun now. Like I don't even care." Like, yeah, I could see AB doing stuff like that. It just sucks, man. He's so good.
Bachelor perpetuates toxic femininity. Bro, I feel like the only way I'm ever watching The Bachelor is if I get a girl.
Yeah, like if my girl.
There's no way I'm watching that solo Nola.
I was actually just talking to my brother because just my dad asked him if he'd seen Cobra Kai. He was like, "It's like, no, my girlfriend won't let me because she wants to finish watching Ozarks." Like that's what happens. You got to watch those shows sometimes. You just have to do it.
I haven't seen that show, by the way.
I watched the first few. The first episode's insane, but then it just gets slow, which annoys me. Very good show.
Yeah, can't have everything in life. Let's see here. Is Matt Stafford good enough to lead the Rams to a Super Bowl? Josh, you got any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I do think he's good enough because obviously it's not.
Oh just him. Yeah, CJ, you're gonna get
Herbert.
You're gonna get it pumping, bro. I got Herbert. I think Josh takes Burrow.
I think it's not that I'm probably taking Burrow. I don't know. I still need to see them
for Herbert set the record for most passing touchdowns in a season by a Charger quarterback yesterday?
So did Joe Burrow pass yards and touchdowns yesterday.
Man,
So
this man Justin Herbert, first person to have 30 touchdowns their first 2 seasons, I believe.
I mean, Joe Burrow got 45
more athletic.
This year too.
More athletic. Herbert hasn't had an injury.
More athletic. He is a cyborg, but Joe Burrow is swagged out to the bone.
Nah, he is.
Here's
the thing, right?
Cooks everybody.
Like, I feel like Herbert is better physically, but I also feel like that chip that Burrow has, even though he was the first overall pick, like, it's not a Brady chip, you know what I mean, for being drafted late, but I still think it is a chip on his shoulder that it just like elevates him.
I don't know, man. It's a lot closer for me, and I don't really have a choice because they're both the right answer for me. There's not a wrong answer right there.
Yo, this man Christian still hasn't told me this exclusive news in this chat, and it's really, I just saw him join back. And Christian, well, I mean, what are we doing here? Got me on my toes here in the color cast. Not even going to tell me what this exclusive news is, bro. Unbelievable. I feel like it's going to be something stupid too. It's going to be like, yo, I dropped 30 points in my pickup basketball game.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I guarantee that's what it is.
But the Rams and Stafford, I think he is good enough. Obviously, him coming to the Rams after sitting on the Lions for so long, we thought he was going to come in there and, be Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that because he is talented. But these past few weeks, I don't know if he's injured or anything because he does not look like himself. That pick 6 yesterday, he never makes that throw. And then 4
pick sixes, though.
Yeah, 4 of them. And it's weird. Like, I'm shocked at it, especially because I think him and McVay, like, I mean,
did you see McVay after he threw the second interception?
Yeah.
Like,
that's
McVay, the crossing route is open.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he's good enough. I just think, it's easy to say, much harder to do. You got to cut down on the turnovers, man. Like, you can't be giving the ball away. Like, I think obviously he relies on Cooper Kupp a lot, but do it more, man. Like, just he's amazing at getting the ball. Do it more. If the hot route isn't there, your check down isn't there, look for Cooper, throw it near him or get it out of bounds. Like, he just makes too many risky throws for me. Like, he's still losing in Detroit. Like, you're not in Detroit anymore, man. You don't have to make those win-it-all plays right now. You're on a very good team with a very good coach, with a very good defense, and you got weapons. You don't have to make those plays anymore. So I think if he just kind of calms down, and it's going to sound weird, becomes more like Jared Goff, be more of a game manager right now, and your moments will come where you could do the Stafford things, but be more of a game manager now. And just, quit making risky passes.
To me, it's almost that same Chiefs situation that we had earlier in the year where it's like they're always going for something big.
Yeah.
And, I remember everybody said, like, you have to be boring sometimes. Like, you do have to take the 4-yard check down and not hit a 50-yard touchdown pass on every single play. And I feel like that's what they have to get back to. Because that's the thing. Like, Stafford in the fourth quarter is unconscious. Like, this dude is like, has like the best passer rating and is like the best in like everything in the fourth quarter. But like he starts off so slow that he has to do that. And and that's the thing too, because you can do this against some teams, right? But you get into the playoffs and you're telling me you're playing, maybe the Packers in a championship game, the Bucks in a championship game, and you think that you can just casually go down 14-0?
No.
Like you do that against the Ravens, who have, nobody on defense and no Lamar. Yeah, going down 10-14.
Still almost lost. It's still almost like the Ravens almost won that game. Like, it's insane.
Like, you can probably do that against them. Mm-hmm. If you go down 14 on the road because you're not the number 1 seed against the Packers, you're losing the game.
Yeah, you're done. I just think he needs to be more of a game manager, man. But I do think he's good enough. I think he's good. If Jared Goff,
I think he's good enough.
Like, obviously, Todd Gurley is mainly the reason the Rams got as far as they did to the Super Bowl that one time in that defense. But, I think having the talent of Stafford and Darrell Henderson's not bad. Obviously, you wish Cam Akers was the guy, but Darrell Henderson's done a good job this year.
Back.
For the playoffs, he's back?
Bro, this man got activated off IR like 3 weeks ago.
I thought he tore his shit up. I thought he was
Well,
done.
he tore his Achilles.
It must have been further back than I thought.
He got activated off IR a couple weeks ago and was practicing.
But was that because COVID protocols, or he's back? Like, did they need enough?
No, he hasn't played yet, but like he's activated and practicing.
Oh, that's great. Then I really think Stafford can. Well, no, that doesn't change anything because he's still going to be rusty coming back. But I do think Stafford's good enough. I just, like I said, be more of a game manager for now. You can't take those risky passes. You can't throw pick sixes inside your own 20 to start the game. You can't do that. It's not going to work.
It is something that he needs to take care of for sure. And you know what, Josh? Before we get to our last topic, there's one more game that I refuse to go any further in this show and not talk about.
Monday night picks first. Make our Monday night picks.
Oh, Monday night picks. Listen, man, Big Ben's last game in Heinz Field. I can't pick against the man.
No, they're going crazy, man. Everybody's gonna be there. Give me the Steelers for sure.
Yo, you know how awkward it's gonna be though if like first pass of the game is pick six? Like imagine.
God, dude, that would kill he can't retire. You can't. You have to run it back and do another last game. You can't end up
like just come back week 18 next year.
Yeah,
and be like, all right, last game at home.
Yeah.
Imagine. Oh God, that'd be terrible. But I know this is a game that our boy Logan. Although I know that's not your real name and it's annoying me because this is CJ's friend as well. And CJ says his real name all the time and I can never remember what it is. And I always say Logan and then I feel bad for saying Logan because I know it's not the actual name. A game that I know you're going to be very happy that we're going to talk about. Those Cowgirls and the Cardinals. And Josh, I have to mainly talk about this because I have to pat myself on the back again. Like, I mean, I called this on the show last week when I was solo dolo. I said, listen, this is a game that the Cowboys have to prove themselves. And we know what happens in a game where the Cowboys have to prove themselves. And what do? They come out. The offense does absolutely nothing.
They did suck to start.
It was just terrible. And then Kyler Murray's out here balling. Moves to 9-0 in AT&T Stadium, or AKA, Jerry's World. But listen, until they do something to prove me wrong, I'm not on the Cowboys Super Bowl bandwagon. I know we say this every year, but it felt different this year almost for a lot of people, where it was like, what happened? I thought the defense was supposed to be bad, and like all of a sudden the defense is very good, and Amari's playing good, and then you got another year of CD Lamb, and like this was supposed to be it, right? I'm still not sold on Dak, and you cannot win in this league with average quarterback play. It's very, very difficult unless you got the number one defense, the best rush game of all time or something. Very hard to win with average quarterback play, and I still think that's what Dak is. I still think he teeters on that 10 range of quarterback, 11 area. Like, Josh, I think they're 6-5 against other teams outside of their division and like the Saints and let me look up their schedule.
But these games, like the things we got to remember though, like one or two plays completely flips those games because they're in most of those the first week against the Bucs, this game against Arizona, like the fumble that got overturned, that can change the game and turn this into a win. I know they did, but you never know. In the playoffs, those things go their way. They're Super Bowl champions. Like it could literally happen like that. That's how it works.
I understand that. I do.
But you're right. They lose these games. It's consistent.
But exactly. That's the thing. It never does go their way. They always do end up losing. Like, all right, let's look at the schedule, right? So the first week of the season, they go up against Tampa. They lose 31-29. Everybody's throwing a party. To me, you still lost. And that's the thing, too, right? It's for me, it's never that the Cowboys aren't going to be a good team. It's the fact that they're not going to beat good teams. Like they beat up against teams that are not very good. They beat the Chargers in week 2. Now, remember, this is week 2 of the Chargers, who have a new head coach this year. Herbert in his second year, who technically he didn't start right away, so he was still, if you want to look at it in games played wise,
people need to do that more. People need to do that more.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like, I hate that. Like they played 8 games, but it's their second year. They're like, he's a bust. Hasn't even played a full season, man.
I said that all year with Jalen Hurts this year, and look where they are now.
So
they beat them. They beat the Eagles, who early in the year we thought nothing of, because remember, the Eagles were terrible the first half of the year, and then all of a sudden they figured out, oh, we're pretty good at running the ball, and they're 7-2 ever since then.
You think the Eagles are better than the Cowboys?
What?
You think the Eagles are better than the Cowboys?
No, not at all. I still think the Cowboys would. I think it would be a lot closer now, though.
That boy Jalen.
I like Jalen Hurts.
I
have no problem with Hurts, like a bunch of Eagles fans.
I think he's a franchise guy, too. I think he's a guy.
Listen, all I know is they got 3 first-round picks, and they're not taking a quarterback. And if you got 3 first-round picks and you know you're not taking a quarterback, I think you got somebody that can play. They beat your Panthers, who we know how that's gone. They beat the Giants, not even a football team. In week 6 against rookie Mac Jones, they have to go to overtime to beat them. Okay, I'll say that's impressive. Like
and they kind of got bailed out because that was when Aguilar dropped that like 60-yard.
Oh,
it
yeah.
would have been like 60 yards. So they kind of got bailed out.
And then they beat Minnesota, not even a playoff team once again. Oh, that's the other thing too. Let's look. So the Panthers aren't a playoff team. The Giants aren't a playoff team. Minnesota's not a playoff team. So that's 3 wins right there out of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to start the year that aren't playoff teams. Just saying, just throwing it out there. They beat Minnesota once again. Like I said, not a playoff team. They lose to Denver in that disgusting game. They come back and they destroy Atlanta, not a playoff team. They lose to Kansas City, a playoff team. They lose to the Raiders, who are on the edge of being a playoff team. They beat New Orleans, not a playoff team, and at this point, we're probably on their 15th quarterback. They beat Washington, not a playoff team. They beat the Giants, not a playoff team. They beat Washington again. We just said not a playoff team. They lose to Arizona, who is a good team. So tell me on here where you found the impressive win. Which one was it? Because to me, there's 2 wins on here that I look at that you can say are decent, and that's New England, who I'll give you. But even then, like I said, that was Mac Jones' 6th game as a professional quarterback. And week 2 against the Chargers, who they barely beat 20-17, by the way, with a brand new head coach and a quarterback that wasn't even finished with his rookie year, if you look at games played. So which one do you look at and you say that's the one?
We've talked about this before with Buffalo earlier in the year. Like when they had their hot start, but then you looked at the schedule. It's like they're losing to Pittsburgh, but they're beating all.
Look at the Dolphins.
That's what I know, but I'm just saying, like I'm kind of with you here. I don't think the Cowboys are ready to win a Super Bowl, and I really don't know what they're willing to change to do that, because it kind of feels like they're set with this team. Like it feels like they're good.
They don't have a choice. I disagree with you. Get rid of Dak? You can't.
I disagree with you on Dak. I think Dak's not average. I don't think he's elite either, though. I think he's kind of in that middle where, like, he's pretty good, but he's not elite. Like, he's not elite. I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders at all, just because of I mean, I think if they even get close to it, I think, the Bucs are still going to be there if they're there. The Packers are still going to be there if they're there. I just think that the conference is much better than them. But I do think they're a good team. The way the defense has played this year, they got a nice duo in running backs. Now they used to have a good trio of wide receivers, but Michael Gallup, the ACL injury is out, which sucks. But, I mean, I don't know. I think they get a lot of hate because they're the Cowboys, obviously, but I think they're decent. They're decent. They're improved.
Oh, yeah. Definitely improved. Well, and we do know one thing. You can officially bet on any other team to win the division next year because there hasn't been a repeat since like 2004. Yeah. And the Cowboys won this year, so that means they're not going to win next year. My money's on the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going Philly because it's sure not the Giants. Yeah. I don't know what Washington's going to do with the quarterback situation. So
I am intrigued at that one. I am intrigued.
Because Heineke almost, because the Eagles were part of my parlay too. That man was balling. But he started out like 11 for 11 because his job. They said Kyle Allen was going to play Heidegger was like, nah, I'm going to start hot.
Oh,
He's not
I watched the first drive of that game very closely.
easy.
Bro, the easiest touchdown I think I've ever seen in the NFL.
Shout out my boy Jarrett Patterson, who scored that touchdown. Before Generational Sports, I had Josh Sports Talk interviewed him. Shout out to Jarrett Patterson. Oh yeah. Yeah, he had a game last year where he had a game last year at Buffalo where he went to college. He had 500 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Get him back on the show. What are we doing, Josh? Come on.
I'll hit him up.
All right. I could hit on my boy Wingo, see what he's doing too.
I was about to say, I was like, at least I got one person that's got the check mark that follows me and not you. That's nice.
Let's go with what teams we think will be looking for a new head coach in this offseason. And I think that's difficult, man. Like I think even the teams that you think might be won't.
I have 2 that I'm confident will.
Oh yeah, me too. I have 2 that I'm confident in. I think you would agree with me. I think the Bears and the Vikings.
I have Bears and Carolina. Minnesota was my question mark because I feel like they're some reason in debt to Mike Zimmer because he should have been gone a few years ago. So that's a question mark for me.
I think they'll get rid of him.
Bears for sure because Nagy's gone after next week.
Yeah. Nagy will.
And Matt Rule better be too. I'm saying Matt Rule because I need it to happen. Like he sucks, dude. He sucks. He throws everyone under the bus and doesn't take blame for anything. Blames everyone else, and the team stinks. I get it. It's only year 2. But
all right, Josh. Here's the thing too. Are we looking at every team, like no matter the coaching situation, like interim as well? Because that opens it up more. Because then the Jags need a coach, the Raiders need a coach.
No, I didn't do it with teams that have already fired.
Oh, you're just looking at ones that are going to be fired.
Yeah, like they're gonna fire this guy and then go get a new one. Like that's
okay.
What I would do.
So yeah, I'm going Jags. Oh, we know what the hell. I'm going Bears, Vikings. I don't know about your Panthers. You know it more than me. I haven't heard anything crazy.
Tepper came. Well, I don't know where this report came from. Like Pro Football Focus, like kind of signed off on it because I tweeted about it. David Tepper, our owner, said that he regrets is embarrassed by the contract he gave Matt Rule. I don't know if it's the length, but that comment told me like, oh, he's gone. Like he's crazy. Out. Like I hope it's true because I'm gone. But I don't know. The other teams, there weren't too. I thought Denver, but I mean they kind of played good this year, so I don't think Fangio will be gone. I mean,
I can see it though.
Yeah, that's what I like. I don't know.
I would say the Giants, but like all the reports have already come out that Joe Judge is coming back. So I guess I don't really understand, but go
team you might be a little shocked by because.
Well, give me a hint.
Pete Carroll. If Russ is gone, why would they keep Pete Carroll? And even if Russ is there, Pete Carroll.
Here's my question, though. Do they fire Pete Carroll, hoping that that'll make Russ want to stay?
I do think so. I think so because I mean they're 6-10, man. They're way better than 6-10, and that Pete Carroll's supposed to be this defensive guy, and that defense stinks. I don't think
that's the other thing. You got to look at all the teams with defensive head coaches, because if you look at the NFL, everybody that won a division or is in the playoffs has an offensive coach.
Yeah,
like the only people with a defensive head coach that are good are the Patriots because it's Bill Belichick. The Bills, Sean McDermott is a defensive head coach. But I mean, you look at, let's see, Sean McVay, offense, Cliff Kingsbury's offense, Bruce Arians' offense. Who else do we got?
Andy Reid's offense.
Andy Reid's offense, yep. Mike Vrabel. I don't know what he is, honestly. I think
he'd probably be more balanced, I think he's kind of pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what side his specialty really is.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton's offense, the Chargers head coach's offense.
Yeah.
The Raiders.
Frank Reich
is.
Yeah, they're all offense.
So I mean, you gotta look at that, man. If you're a defensive head coach right now, it might be time to move on, buddy. Because everybody likes the shiny new defensive toy or offensive toy, I should say. I don't know. There's definitely some head coaches out there that might be a little.
I just really want, and it also doesn't make sense to me. Like if Tepper was upset with the contract he gave Matt Rule, why did you let Joe Judge just go? Like he could have at least
you
been an
really want Joe
interim.
Judge after everything in New York too?
I mean,
Like, it's
not
not
Joe
like it's going any
Judge,
better.
not Joe Judge, Joe Brady.
Ah.
Like why'd you let him? If you were not happy with Matt Rule, you could have fired him halfway through the season instead of Joe Brady and had him interim and see what he can do. But I mean, there's no way he comes back now. He probably hates David Tepper.
You know, you never know, Josh. But I say we move on because I don't know. We're going to find out, though. We are going to absolutely find out. But here's the things that we do know. Our QB of the week. And Josh, I think I'm going to surprise you here, right?
I'm going to surprise you even more, I bet.
Are you? Interesting. I'm going to go with the quarterback who didn't even have a good performance. And that would be Mr. Derek Carr. I'm on the Carr train, baby.
I mean, yeah, that last ball he put.
Here's another one, too. Ready? So let's just think about what Carr's gone through. Gruden, Henry Ruggs, they're like first-round pick last year, DUI, gone. They just released their first-round pick this year, DUI. He's gone. Darren Waller has missed like half of the games this year. His best target is Hunter Renfrow, who looks 46 with that balding head of his.
Yeah,
Derek Carr, man, 2 interceptions. He went into Indy and won a game to keep the playoffs alive.
Yeah, that was the throw he made. Like Kenny Moore, you couldn't be in more perfect position than Kenny Moore, and he still got it over the top. And I wish, because the Colts were my parlay too. I was like, come on, just give him the touchdown, give us 42 seconds, win some Apple if he's got this. But no, he's down. They run the clock, get the field goal. But Derek Carr is very good. But he's starting to look like one of the bad guys off of Home Alone. He's really starting to look like that.
Yeah, he does have some weird hair situation going on.
Yeah.
I'll get Derek Carr out of there, bro. I want to see him on the team. Yo, put him on the
Give him Carolina. Give him Carolina.
Yo, I would take him on the Browns, Steelers.
Ooh, Steelers will be nice.
Yeah. But could you imagine Carr with the ability on a team that has a run game as well? Like with the Browns?
And like
imagine being able to just run the ball like 30 times with Nick Chubb, and then once the defense is dead, just be like, oh, yeah, we got Derek Carr throwing to Landry.
Because he's a movie quarterback, bro. Like,
he's not, a stuck in the mud kind of guy.
No. But my quarterback doesn't even play in the NFL yet. C.J. Stroud of Ohio State, future Carolina Panther in 2023 draft.
No, you don't want Bryce Young?
46. We're not going to – I mean, I hope, because our schedule next year came out, so tough, bro. So tough. So we're probably going to get the one pick, but Bryce Young didn't have an amazing game, so I can't give him quarterback of the week. But C.J. Stroud, I'd be very happy in the Carolina Panther uniform too, because he got 37 of 46, 573 yards, 6 TDs for a Rose Bowl win, I believe.
Yeah, that's definitely a performance.
I'm happy. I don't want us to take a quarterback this year, because after seeing the schedule and realizing Stroud and Bryce Young in the draft after, I'm like, bro, just go get someone to protect. If we can get an O-lineman, do it, and then sure, let's let Sam play the whole year, because we're going 0-17. Like, we are gonna be so bad, especially Matt Rule still there.
Then you fire Matt Rule, you get somebody else in there, chilling.
Yeah. Eric Bieniemy comes in with Bryce Young. Oh, that's the dream, man. CMC's healthy for a full year. Oh, the dream. The dream.
Our player of the week now. Not a quarterback, obviously. We do our player here because we got to show other people some love here. Josh, you have one.
Yeah, pretty simple. Jamar Chase, 11 catches, 266,
yeah, that works.
3 TDs. Yeah, I mean, I looked at everyone, saw some good players. I was like, I can't not give it to Jamar. He's insane.
You know what? I feel like I shouldn't be allowed to do this, but I'm taking it as well.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else
put up
deserves
a game like that.
I mean, it's just historic, literally.
Most
yards by a rookie ever.
Back-to-back years breaking the rookie record. I don't know, man. Alabama for a while was receiver U. LSU might be on its way.
You know what? Let me change it. And I don't even know if he had that great of a week because I don't know his exact numbers. I'm not looking at them. But Kyle Pitts, second rookie tight end in NFL history to have over 1,000 receiving yards in his first year.
He did go down with an injury this week. So it's a good to shout him out right now. He limped
Tries
off
it.
the field.
I
But
think he's only about.
beast.
I think he's only like 30 yards away from breaking Mike Ditka's record. I
He's
think it's like
kind of
1,000.
he's kind of
Like
a Josh Giddey for me right now.
1,057 or something. I think he's at like 1,030 something. I don't know.
Kyle Pitts and Josh Giddey are kind of in the same category for me right now because I clowned them when they got drafted because I didn't think you should take a tight end that high. Kyle Pitts is really good.
Nah. But you see, here's the difference. You didn't clown Pitts. You clowned like the team for taking him that high. You clowned Giddey.
Yeah, I did. I clowned Giddey bad, and I kind of want to take some credit for how good he is. It's kind of I'm the reason he's balling. You're welcome for the motivation, Josh Giddey. Thank you for coming to my team. I'm excited to see you here for a long time, and you're welcome for giving me a little bit of extra motivation. That's all it was. That's just because, I watched a lot of Jonathan Kuminga, and he was really good, and watched a lot of Josh Giddey, and didn't think he was good, but now he's really youngest ever triple-double. It's my boy. He's the GOAT. I'm not a hater no more. My guy.
Sure. We're helping you sleep at night. It's okay. Josh, do we have anybody to add to our wonderful prayer circle?
I don't have one for either respect or prayer. I just really hope Jets fans are okay. You think you're going to win that game. You're leading. Then the AB thing happens as a Jets fan. You're like, the Bucs are in disarray. They are falling apart. We're going to win this game. And then Brady happens. So I just hope Jets fans are doing okay right now. Because Zach Wilson's very good. So you should be happy he's on your team. So
you know what?
You'll be okay.
Let me send out a prayer to Washington football fan team. Washington football team fans. Ooh, mouthful. Bro, your own stadium don't even like you.
Jeez, that thing's falling apart.
This man, Jalen Hurts, almost.
Lucky he's quick.
Bro, and then did you hear that they weren't offered any medical attention?
That's so. I would have laid on the ground and been like,
bro, I would have been
get
out
me a lawyer
for the count.
No, I'm dead. I died. I'm like, I need $1 billion.
You're bugging if you think I'm moving.
But they all got up because they were hyped for Jalen. They were all like, "Oh, Jalen's
talking about my back." Oh my!
Shout out to Jalen for being cool and
bro,
sitting there and embracing them.
Just chill. That thing collapses on you, and he's just sitting there chilling.
Yeah, he's like, "What's up,
Nothing
man?"
even happened. Incredible.
I like the guy in the back with the helmet. He's just like, "What's happening?"
I don't know. How about put some respect on my name, Josh? We got anything for this one?
I didn't, but since you brought it up, Derek Carr, man, I don't know if he's on this list.
I don't know if he is either. Josh, I think next year we got to make the list.
Yeah. I'll go back. I got to do tape, man. I got to go back, watch the tape. Because first off, I don't have a record still. Won't have it till next week.
Oh, this guy's been saying it for 3 weeks now.
Well, I figured why not just wait until the end because I wasn't here last week, and then the week before I didn't have it. So I was like, you know what? Final week, we'll know the numbers. I'll get it all done. Then I'll get it. And I'll do the same thing with our respect and prayer list as well.
All right. I guess.
Mark my words.
Well, you know what, people? I always forget. We got winners and losers as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my winners, I have 3 of them. Nick Sirianni, coach of the Eagles, because he came into a weird situation, got clowned because his first press conference, he forgot how to speak English. And now he led them to the playoffs, so that's huge. Bengals fans are winners because for what feels like probably 20 years, they were close. You have Carson Palmer and Ocho Cinco. It's like, we just need to put a little something around them, and we could be a good team. Andy Dalton and A.J. Green look like the best duo ever for a little bit. Falls apart. But now I think they got something, so the Bengals fans are winners. And then staying in the same place, Cincinnati, but college football Cincinnati, even though they lost to Alabama, for them not being a Power 5 school, getting to the college football playoffs gives a lot of other teams hope and increases the chances of an extended college football playoffs, which literally everybody wants. No one wants us to just see the top 4 teams. Make it a whole thing.
College football sucks, by the way.
It does suck, but I love it, man. It's so exciting. There were 5 touchdowns in, I think they said 2 minutes, 35 seconds in the Ohio State-Utah game. 5 touchdowns. The over hit before halftime.
That's always good.
I didn't take it. That was what's happening.
Those are all your winners.
Yep.
I'll throw out some Pat fan love out there. We're back in the warehouse where we belong. Let me get Zach Taylor. You know, my coach of the year this year, I would say. Some other candidates out there. Who?
Is that a hot take? I was going to say it's a hot take.
Listen, you know what
I'm going Matt LaFleur, man. I'm going Matt LaFleur.
You have Aaron Rodgers in a top 10 defense, bro. Like,
I just saw a stat about this. He's 39-9 in his last 48 games. Before he got there, they were 23, 24-1 in their last 48 games. So it's not just Rodgers. LaFleur brings a little something.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it is a lot.
Bro, their win total was like 4. The over-under this year.
No, yeah, he definitely deserves consider. I'm just, I think Matt LaFleur should get his. Because he's going to be good for a long time. Like, the Packers are going to be good for a long time with him. So let's get it out the way, give it to him, so guys like Zach Taylor can get love down the road.
Okay. Listen, we'll stick with Cincinnati, like you said. Joe Burrow, man, breaking records out here. How about this? How about young quarterbacks, right? Because I feel like there was a point in the NFL where I was a little nervous about the next generation. Like before I realized that Brady was going to play until he was 95, and all that. Like there was a point where like you thought Brady and Rodgers and like Breeze, everybody was like old, and you're like, damn, how long are they going to last? And like it looked like the next line of quarterbacks was like
Andy Dalton,
Jared Goff. It was like Jared Goff and
Winston.
And I was like, oh god, this is just.
Mario,
and then all of a sudden we got Burrow and Herbert and Mahomes, and it's just fun, man. We're in a good time. Losers. Let's see here. Like you said, the Jets. It's just every time you think you can get away from Brady, man. Like he leaves your division, you're like, fine, we don't got to deal with him anymore. And then you're like, damn, we're about to beat him, even with the Bucks. 40-yard touchdown pass, frozen rope. It's just tough. Ravens, man, you almost had it. You were so close to keeping. Technically, their playoff lives are alive, but like, really, not gonna happen. Who's the? Oh, you know what? The Chiefs. You know what? Hot take Chiefs. Because hey, that loss, bye number 1 seed, man. And the Titans, I believe. I think they play somebody super easy this week. You know what, Josh? How about this? I can tell you who they play next week because, no, Carr didn't get the DUI. Carr did not get the DUI. A player on his team got a DUI. Come on, get it together, brother.
Derek Carr's the last human on earth that will ever get a DUI.
Nah, yeah, Derek Carr, great guy.
Before you get into it, I didn't say my losers yet. I got to say my losers.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
I got AB, obviously my loser. One of my losers. He's a loser for what he did. Matt Rule, just because he's a big, fat, stinky loser. He's always going to be on this list. And then the 2 girls during the Duke's Mayo Bowl who dumped the mayo on the head coach because they almost knocked that man out. And because they dunked him. And Duke's Mayo just in general because you want to sponsor a bowl and do that. That's disgusting.
Bro, like if you're going to get a Mayo sponsor, imagine it not being Helms. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing?
Like, I've never even heard of Duke's Mayo.
No, me neither. And listen, if you eat Miracle Whip, you're an animal.
I don't like condiments really at all. I'll probably say
I forgot that we've gone over this. You're a freak.
I like barbecue sauce.
See, I hate barbecue sauce.
Oh, see, now you are a freak.
No, you don't like condiments. Imagine eating a dry sandwich.
Imagine never enjoying barbecue. Like, you can't even.
I enjoy barbecue.
You don't even like ribs, really. What do you put on your ribs? Mayo, probably. You're a big mayo guy, aren't you? You put hot dogs on your ribs?
I said hot sauce.
Oh, I thought you said hot dogs. I was like, where did that come from?
And yes, I am a big mayo guy, by the way. In fact, I had a beautiful sandwich earlier today. Nice ham, cheese, pepperoni with a good dollop of mayo on it. Beautiful.
That sounded really good before the mayo.
No, you're just you make me sick.
I have the appetite of a 6-year-old without the time.
You go out and only eat chicken tenders and fries.
No, I remember the day I stopped doing that because I got clowned by everyone. We went out to eat after my brother graduated, and I ordered chicken tenders. And everyone there, his friends' dads, clowned me. I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm ordering a steak everywhere I go.
Steak, and I want it rare.
Yeah, I am done with this.
Give me a rare steak. You know what? Don't even cook it. I want to show that I'm a man.
And I was only like 11, so it was still okay to just eat chicken tenders. But they
Listen, it's
clowned me so
okay. I
hard,
know.
though.
A bunch of my friends have the same palate as you. We go out to B-dubs, my friends, every time the 5-piece chicken tender. I'm like, bro, come on. Like, we can't do nothing different here. Not even like a wing here or there occasionally. Like, also he's a freak though, because he'll get like barbecue. First of all, boneless wings. Automatically, I should stop being his friend. And then
Man, boneless
dip
wings,
them in.
they get too much hate.
No, they don't. If
Just
you take
chicken.
a boneless,
Just popcorn
if you can look in the mirror and say a boneless wing is better than traditional, I don't want to be your friend.
It's not better, but they get way too much hate. It's definitely not better, but too much hate, man.
I'm just saying, if you can do that, don't speak to me. I'm good on you as a person, as a human being.
That's rule one.
Exactly. So, Josh, you don't have a recap for our picks. I was the only one that made picks, but technically, you said that you would have taken the Panthers anyway, so that I'm up 3 now.
Yeah, because you were up 2, correct? Before
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, and so we'll just assume. Let's just say we picked every game, but I was going to take the Panthers, and you were probably going to take. What did you take the Saints?
Who they play? Oh,
Saints
the Panthers.
And Panthers
Yeah,
last week. You took the Saints.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so then you're up 3, and this is going to be a wild pick 'em because I have to make moves. I have to if I want to win.
What do you mean we still have the playoffs?
No, because we reset for the playoffs. Remember?
We are.
We did last year.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, yes, we reset did. For the playoffs.
Yes, we did. You're right.
So I have to.
Basically, what you're saying is, if I win this week again, I go back to back, and all that trash talk you did in the beginning of the year useless.
Yeah, but I think we can both agree if this was a league, I am easily running away with most improved. I was down by like 26 to end the year last year, and I led for almost like 14 weeks. So I get it. I'm probably gonna lose, man. But like,
all I know is if I pull this off, I'm back-to-back champ.
Pull what off? You were never down by more than like 4.
Okay, and
so man, and I picked the Panthers every week, so I basically gave you the past 6 weeks.
And you know what? Whose fault is that?
I guess, and you know what?
Oh no! And actually, Josh, stop lying. Stop lying, because me and you both agreed that throughout this year, I picked the Panthers like 85% of the time.
You did ride with them for a long time.
I rode with the Panthers for a long time,
and I appreciate that. I really do, because there were some games I know you didn't want to, but you did it anyway.
I did, man. I really had faith.
It's not even a factor.
I
have to officially announce, because this is the last week I will be picking the Panthers like that. Next season, I will not just default pick the Panthers. I will try to win the pick 'em, so I cannot just pick the Panthers for 17 straight games, because next year that's probably 15 losses. So it'll change next season. Unless we get Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson, then it's still on. If we get a quarterback, it's still on.
But that's fair then. That's fair at least. Yeah. All right, let's go with our Week 18 picks. We got I didn't even know that there were games on Saturday, but apparently there are. These first 2 games are on Saturday. We got the Chiefs at the Broncos, and you know what? Here's the thing: if the Chiefs had locked up that first seed, I would have picked the Broncos, and I thought they would have arrested everybody. Chiefs still got something to play for here, man. So give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs too.
We got the Cowgirls at the Eagles. They've both clinched their spots. I think the Cowboys, it means more for them because they can change up their seating. It's in Philly, but I'm still going to pick the Cowboys because it means more to them, because the Eagles, it's not like they can jump up and, be a different, they can't win the division or anything. They're still a wild card team no matter what. So give me the Cowboys. It means more for them.
I have to make up 4 games for the win, 3 to tie. So I'm looking at the schedule. I have to take Philly. And it's not even a bad pick.
It's not. No, listen. I was about a millimeter away from taking the Eagles, so not bad at all. Pats at the Dolphins. It was a scary game here because it's in Miami. The Patriots do not like playing in Miami late in the year. Never has gone well for them. But that Dolphin, I think they want revenge for earlier in the year when Damian Harris fumbled that ball. I think Damian Harris is about to go crazy in this game. I'm picking the Pats.
Dolphins might have run out of luck. So do I bet on them one more time to do it? There's other games I'd rather risk it on, so I'll take New England also.
We got Washington at the Giants. This game means nothing for either team, but the Giants are just
take
so
the Giants
bad.
and make it fun. Take the Giants, make it fun.
Well, who does this guy think he is trying to pressure me into things?
Take the Giants, make it fun. What's up?
Look at this. See,
Yeah.
Josh, you even got love. My winner is Josh for wearing that marble hoodie. Yo, Josh, hold on. You ready for this, bro? I hope I still have it next to me. Hold on. I got to show you what my brother got me for Christmas, bro. Oh, I do have it next to me. Yo, peep this. Ready? Hold on. You see? Look at that. Black Panther, right? Yo, hold on. Peep this. You ready for this, bro? A nice golf ball set.
Oh, yeah. That's fire.
Look, look. Oh.
That's fire.
Right?
Yeah.
Yo, and apparently there's more of these. There's a Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor. I'm about to get all of them.
Might have to start golfing.
Yo, honestly, bro, very fun. I'm not even good. So
you took the Giants, right?
No, I'm not picking the Giants. Piss off, Josh. Give me Washington. There's other games that we're gonna disagree on. Listen. I'm not gonna out here just lose on purpose.
Yeah, I have to take Washington because it's Mike fucking Glennon. Like if it was Danny Dimes, I'd take Washington. I mean New York, but it's Mike Glennon, man. So I gotta take Washington.
Mike Glennon or Jake Fromm.
Like, miss me with those guys, bro. Like I'd rather see Saquon on Wildcat.
At the Brownies. Brownies, you're not very good this year, unfortunately. Give me the Bengals.
The Bengals win the division already. Might be resting some guys. Final week of the season. Browns play for pride. So, give me Cleveland.
Okay. Yo, this next one, in a way, is very sneaky. Like, the Packers have locked up the 1 seed, right? So they have no reason to play people. Although I think Rodgers will play the first half because they want him to get the MVP. And will that first half be good enough to just lock the Lions down to a point where they can never recover again? And I think it will be. So give me the Packers. I almost said Lions.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur said he doesn't like the idea of his team having essentially 3 weeks off. And Bakhtiari is going to be playing this game, so I feel like they're going to play their starters longer than needed. So I don't think it's smart to risk it on Detroit unless I can get Connie's kind and a nice guy and likes competition. If I get like a spread, maybe.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 points.
You give me 2 with Detroit. If I take Green Bay -2, do I get 2 points?
How many points you want?
14.5.
Oh my, yeah, right.
I mean, the Vikings were around there.
They didn't have Kirk Cousins. They were playing some dude.
They don't have Jared Goff.
They don't have Jared Goff. Why not?
Tim Boyle's been playing past 3 weeks.
There's no way you're right about that.
Go look. Tim Boyle just got cooked by the Seahawks yesterday.
Hold on.
I don't even know what's going on with Goff, but Tim Boyle's been playing.
I don't think this is true.
Why would I lie? Why would I lie in this situation?
I feel like this would have been bigger news.
I would want Jared Goff plus the points. I don't want Tim Boyle. That's not
no way.
why
I feel like this would have been bigger news.
Why would Jared Goff be big news in Detroit?
Hold on. Let's see something here. Stats.
Oh, no.
Stats. We got to go to the home game. Let's go to their last game. Right up against the Seahawks, where they got blown out of the water.
With Tim Boyle.
Wow, look at that. Tim Boyle, huh?
Tim Boyle, I told you.
What the hell happened to Goff?
I don't know, but with Tim Boyle, 14.5 seems... No,
I still can't give it, bro. 14.5, bro.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll take Green Bay.
Man, Josh is trying to coerce me into throwing games. This is like Pete Rose all over. This is like the Black Sox.
I have to try. You would be doing the same thing. You know it too. You know it.
Yeah, but I'm not in the situation, so to me, it's disgusting. Okay. The Bears and the Vikings. Man, this is an ugly one. But give me the Vikings because the game is at home.
Is this a game? How many more games? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Vikings.
Colts at the Jags. Easy Colts.
Can I get points with the Jags?
Imagine. How many points you want for that? 36?
I think 17.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
All right, I'll take
the Steelers at the Ravens. Now, you see, here's my problem. I wish I knew how this game was going to go before I made this pick. Because, like, if they still technically have a chance at the playoffs, I would pick. Never mind. I'm going Steelers no matter what. The Ravens suck.
I don't think they suck at all. Give me the Ravens.
That's fine. The Titans at the Texans. Give me the Titans. They have to lock up that 1 seed with a win.
Yeah, give me the Titans.
I know you weren't actually thinking about that. There's no way.
I was, man. Houston's actually decent. Davy Mills, long neck. He'd be slinging that thing.
Let's see. Aunt, that sandwich is straight up Italian of you to say, but I must admit I'd get a foot long on a toasted hero. I mean,
sounds great without the mayo.
Oh, this guy Josh and his mayo hate. Saints at the Falcons. I'll take the Falcons.
God, I hate you.
The Saints have like 18 quarterbacks. I ain't picking the Saints.
I have to pick the Saints. They both
you don't
suck.
have to. We can disagree on it.
No, because I need to make it up. We've only disagreed on. Well, that's 4.
Is it?
I didn't count. Why, Josh? Why? Well, yeah, I messed up.
You can go back and change them.
No, I can't because those are the rules.
No, I went back and changed that one game.
All right, I'm going back, and I'm taking Cincy instead of taking Cleveland.
Respectable. We got the Jets at the Bills. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, taking the Bills also.
Let's see. We got the Niners at the Rams. I think. I can't remember if the 49ers locked up their playoff seed or not.
No, they didn't. They didn't. Only the Eagles locked it up. So the Niners still need.
So who's chasing them?
It is New Orleans, actually. New Orleans. They're 8-8.
Hold on. Let me.
What is Bradley Beal doing this to me?
Let's see here. So yeah, the Saints are chasing them. Huh. I wonder what has to happen. I wonder if it's just a straight 49ers.
Well, the Saints got to beat Atlanta. I feel much better remembering that now.
Yeah, they do. Doesn't? Oh, wait. No, give me the 49ers. This man has McVay's number.
What do you mean? Like when they play against each other?
No, he's like 6-0 in their last 6 games against him.
Shit, about to be 6-1.
Okay.
Give me the Rams.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be real here. I'm getting a little nervous because I like some of these games that you've picked.
Yeah, I actually kind of killed it a little bit.
Because the NFL this year has been a little weird, so I'm getting a little nervous here, but we'll figure it out. Seahawks and the Cardinals. I don't think this game means that much, right? If I look at the playoff picture
Could
here.
be Russ's last game. In the
Oh,
Seahawks.
wait. Yeah. Wait, who's the. Oh, wait. I don't think. No. This. I would go with. You know what? Give me the Seahawks. Because I think the Cardinals can't move anywhere. They can't do anything.
Give me the
I think they
Seahawks.
rest some people. Because they have to play in the wild card game. So they might rest some people.
I'm taking the Seahawks.
Your Panthers and the Bucks. I'll take the Buckaroos.
For old time's sake, one last time. Even though I really can't afford it, give me Sam Darnold and the Panthers.
And for our final game of the 2021/2022 NFL season, the most important game of the entire week, the Chargers at the Raiders. Winner is in. Actually, Josh, did you know, though, that if the Jags beat the Colts, that if the Chargers and Raiders tie, then they would both get in?
Yeah, I did. I saw that.
Imagine they coerced it. I've been on the train since the beginning of the year, and I jumped on the Derek Carr train late. So I'm going to stick with the one I was on longer and give me the Chargers because I predicted them to make the playoffs.
So right now, I need Philly to beat Dallas. I need Baltimore to beat Pittsburgh. I need New Orleans to beat Atlanta. I need the Rams to beat San Fran. Panthers aren't beating Tampa. So if I win all those except that one, I am up 4-1. And that only ties it. So if I take the Raiders and I win 5-1 in all these games, I win it all.
True.
And you took the Chargers?
I did.
Give me the Raiders, man. Give me the Raiders.
I love it.
I gotta go for it.
So how many games did we just disagree on? 5?
6.
6?
I think it's a record. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
So what? You need...
I need Philly to beat Dallas. I need
Okay.
Baltimore to beat Pittsburgh. I need New Orleans to keep their playoff hopes alive and beat Atlanta. I need Sean McVay to finally beat what's his nuts.
Shanahan.
And then I need the Raiders to win that game because, I mean, I'll be happy if Sam Darnold gets the job done, but I'm not counting on it. So I need the Raiders to get it done.
You know what, Josh? I think it's going to be an interesting last week of the season.
I honestly, I think I could have made some worse picks. I think I maximized the opportunity here.
I think you did too. These are all. Like I said, I'm a little nervous here.
Yeah,
Slightly, nothing crazy, but a little bit.
I'm glad I went that Cleveland pick. I'm glad I was allowed. Thank you for letting me go back on that because I don't know if they're resting or not yet. So it would have been a risky pick.
Hey, you know what? Why not? Lions to upset Green Bay for the season closer. I was very close to picking the Lions. I really was.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to rest them the way they should.
You also got Dolphins to keep the Bills on top. Well, the Bills and Patriots both went out. The Bills get the tiebreaker anyway, so unfortunately. All right, Josh. That brings us to the end of another episode of our wonderful show. And that also ends the NFL regular season, people. So by the time we're back, it'll officially be Wild Card Weekend.
Oh.
But with that being said, of course, before we go, got to give ourselves some nice little shout-outs here. So, Josh, where can everybody find you?
Yep, follow me on Twitter. It's right there. At Jolin_4. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Generational Sports. That's where we can see your comments. So if you want to interact with us, which is what we love, go subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that notification bell. Go over to Underdog. Use code Gen Z. Double your first deposit, people. If you haven't done it already, you're just wasting. You're not doubling your money. Yeah, come on. We need more of that. So, yeah, tune in next Monday. And yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir, people. As for me, the Twitter right there, Gen Z Sports, for the show, of course. Like Josh said, we appreciate everybody tuning in every Monday, 7 Eastern. We'll be back next week. And people, you can find me on Twitter, Anthony Conover _. You can follow me on Twitch, Anthony _Conover. You can find Gen Z Sports on Twitter, like I just said. You can find it on Instagram as well. Also, you can find me over here on Colorcast, people. I need a little bit of your help, We need some views over there on the Colorcast as well. Help your boy out with a little bit of dinero over there as well. Listen, you can search people now. Conover USN is my handle over there. You can type in USN. I'm sure you'll be able to find all of your favorite USN creators. So make sure you go over there and do that. Like Josh said, make sure you use code code Gen Z on Underdog Fantasy. Double your first deposit up $200. That's some free bread, some free wheat, maybe some rye. You know what I mean? A little white bread. A little white bread. No, you sicken me. Also Tuesdays at 9 Eastern, I do the hard count. Me and my boy CJ, we're talking about everything in the football world. Every single game we go over, we predict next week's games as well. Some topics here and there. And then Thursday, backstop banter with me and my boy Michael. We're talking about everything in the baseball world. Last week we did our top 10 first baseman. We're looking into making a top 100 list, people. We might make a top 100 players list in the MLB. It's going to be a lot of work, but we're thinking about doing it.
I'll help out with that. I'll help out.
Oh, yeah, Josh?
Pablo's
I know that you're a big baseball guy.
Pablo's on there for sure.
Nah, maybe this was 2012. Well, all right. We bid everybody farewell once again. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to the show. A little bit of a longer episode this week, but hey, when things are entertaining, time just flies by. What can I say? With that being said, like I said, everybody, we appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you next week.